I have something I need to admit to you all. Yes, I'm a content creator. Yes, I've been in developer advocacy for years and making video content for years. But I'm still using this terrible Logitech C920 as my main webcam. Today we need to change that. So yeah, I haven't had a new webcam in maybe 8 years. I'm not sure. I definitely bought the Logitech when it was the thing that everyone had. And to be fair to it, for many years, it was fine. It did the job very well, actually. It worked well when I was streaming many years ago. And yeah, it did a good job. However, it's definitely looking long in the tooth now. As you can see, the audio quality is terrible, the video is quite washed out, and it really struggles with like the window being here and the light coming in. Always struggles to focus and get balances right. It's about time that we do something about that and get a new webcam. And I thought, you know, let's make a little bit of a video on it. Let's compare it, because I can't be the only one that's still running a Logitech C920. Maybe I am, maybe you'll all just laugh at me in the comments. But what I've gone ahead and picked up is this Insta360 Link 2C camera. So we're going to compare this to the dying webcam, because I did think that I might just use my Osmo Pocket as a webcam. You can do that. It definitely has that functionality and it works very well. However, the problem I very quickly realized is that I tend to just have my webcam mounted on my monitor and it just sits there like anyone else would. But I use the Osmo Pocket as my recording camera, which doesn't sit on my monitor, it sits in front of me. So I decided that that wasn't really going to be an option. I didn't want to have to keep taking out my webcam to record videos and vice versa. I also kind of wanted a second camera that I could use for extra footage when I'm unboxing things and want a different angle, or maybe I want to be able to address the camera while I'm unboxing something. So having a second camera that maybe isn't as good as the Osmo but is still good enough would be really good, because there's no way I can use this webcam for that kind of purpose. It just looks terrible. So let's get this unboxed, let's check it out, and let's get it all set up. All right, here we go. So here is the box. I picked this up on Amazon. It was an offer for about £100. I think RRP is about 150. Bearing in mind that the Logitech that I had probably set me back around 80 to 100 when I first bought it. I bought it long before COVID and long before the gouging of webcams became a thing. So it was about that price. And actually you can still pick that camera up on Amazon today for about 50 to 60 pounds. Which I wouldn't necessarily recommend. Maybe mine's just dying, but it doesn't seem like it does the job anymore. But let's have a look at this box here. So what have we got? We've got auto framing, which is pretty cool. Whiteboard recognition, sure. Smart controls, background blur built in. I mean, this has a lot of like AI stuff, which I'm not really interested in, but it should also actually be quite a good camera. It does have a 1/2 inch sensor, so it should be pretty good for getting low light as well. Things like autofocus, which is useful, especially if I am going to use this as a second camera for filming. Yeah, just let's get into it, basically. And it is in this sealed plastic, but we should be able to get into it around the edge here. There we go. And then I think, yep, it just comes out, maybe. Come on, out you come. Out you come. Here we go. Here is what we have. We have the camera itself, the base, I believe, which is magnetic, and also, you know, it clips over your... Oh, I think it's magnetic to the camera. Oh, it is. Oh, I like that. So you could actually perceivably take the camera and do other things with it, which I want to be able to do. So that is very cool. And it just clips on there. And it does also have a screw mount there as well. So I could attach it to a tripod or something as well. Okay, I instantly really like that. We'll unpeel those in a second. Let's see what else we have in the box. Nothing in there. Some paperwork, oh, some stickers. I do like a sticker. We'll actually put those to one side. Might add it to my collection. And a little booklet as well. And then in here we have our USB-C to USB-C cable, but we do also get a USB-C to A adapter, which is very, very nice. What else we get? We get the forbidden treat, and that's about it actually. So that can all go. I've got no interest in keeping the box, so off it goes to recycling. And let's have a look. Superior audio awaits. I mean, that is the other thing, is the audio on the webcam is terrible at the moment. I actually use a Razer mic on my desktop setup because of that. So if I can get rid of that as well, because this is better, that would be doubly awesome. One last thing I have to have. Yeah, that looks nice. It's a cool little thing, and we'll just take that off as well. Again, this is so cool. I didn't know it could do that. I really didn't, and that is just, I love that. What else we got? We've got some more plastic here. There we go. A bit rubberized, so it'll stick to the top of the monitor. Excellent. Well, I mean, that's kind of it really. So let's get this set up. Okay, so I've just mounted it up next to my current webcam. And yes, it did used to have googly eyes. There's only got one left. It is very yellowed. That tells you how old and long I've had this camera. But anyway, it's set up next to it so we can just compare. And instantly, let's hit record. Instantly, it looks a lot better. I don't know what the audio quality looks like right now, of course, but I imagine it's pretty good. The other thing I do really like is that the USB cable is super long. So it's actually going to be really easy for me to just kind of take it off the magnetic base and stick this somewhere, or even just like hold it if I want to like just show something. Yeah, I really like that. That's really cool. And then it just magnetizes back onto the base. It also means you can kind of just turn it. Obviously, it's just a magnet, so you can move it and position it however you like without having to like figure anything. This is fixed. It doesn't do that. So yeah, really like that. I've put them side by side so we can have a better comparison. This is the audio from the old Logitech C920. Yeah, I don't know what the audio sounds like, but I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to tell the difference. And this is the audio from the Insta360. Now, one thing I can see just from looking at the audio bars is that it must have active noise cancelling built in, because when I stop talking, it goes completely silent and drops off, whereas the Logitech is picking up all sorts of background noise, including my server and everything else. More importantly, the image quality. Now, you know, this isn't necessarily a fair evaluation of the Insta360's quality, because this is a bad environment. I have a window right here shining light onto one side of my face. I have nothing on this side. So, yeah, but one thing that you can instantly see is that it is a much higher quality. I'm not as washed out on the Insta360. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking at myself on the screen. And you can definitely see more of a color. I'm definitely not just on this, on the Logitech, I'm like white this side. And okay, I'm quite white anyway, but you can still see more of a color. It is also a 4K camera, the Insta360, so definitely more detail there as well anyway. But just generally, instantly looks better. I'm going to turn on my kind of diffuse light, see if we can get a better light situation and see how that is. Okay, there we go. So I've closed my blind and I have my light above me on, and you can really see the detail. The Logitech is really struggling in the lower light. It's a lot more milky and rubbish, whereas the Insta360 I think looks incredibly good. I'd actually say in this light level it looks as good as my Osmo, so pretty cool there. Very happy with that. Yeah, so that's just first impression. I've literally just plugged it in into my Mac, loaded up OBS. I haven't used any of Insta360 software or anything like that. I'm going to now move this over to my other computer and we will have a look at some of that software. It's not really what I bought it for. I'm not going to be using it day to day, but you might be interested in it, so let's check it out. And to be fair, comparing it to the Logitech doesn't have any software really. It's just, you get what you get. It's a camera. So this is the fairest comparison to that, but clearly the Insta360 is a lot better. All right, there's enough of two of me on the screen. Let's get over to the other computer. Just going to do a screen recording now, and we're going to head over to the Insta360 website. And I assume we'll find the software here. It hasn't prompted me to install any software. I wouldn't have expected it to be fair. So if we have a look through this and we go to video conferencing, here we go, and accept that. And we've got the link to C, which I'm assuming the difference being it's USB-C. And so let's see. Here we go. Dedicated software. And we want to get the dedicated software, please. Where? Download. There we go. Whew. This is the software that we want. Windows, the latest build. It looks like there might also be a firmware update, which might make things even better. So we'll have a look at that as well. But first things first, let's get this installed. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay, yeah. Okay. Oh, and there is a lens cover apparently. Oh, so there is. Oh, that's quite nice. And it's nice and red and very clear. So if you need the privacy element, you can do that. And it's very clear when it's enabled. I like that a lot, actually. Okay. So what do we do now? Auto framing. Oh, it's yelling at me. Oh, it wants to enable some camera extensions. I should have probably done that for OBS anyway. So let's do that. Okay, done. Is it now going to find the camera? Hopefully. Restart now. Okay. Is it that? Oh no, yeah, it has found the camera. Settings, about us. Ah, yeah, okay, so there is an update to the camera. Let's update the camera's firmware, because that's the world we live in now. Firmware updated. Now, how do I actually see my camera? This is what I don't quite understand. Why is it not... because there seems to be some useful features here. I want the preview. Show me the preview. Is it just because OBS currently has the camera source? Maybe let's delete all this and go back over here. Now you're going to behave. There's a virtual camera. You can remotely control your device. That's great and all, but how do I get it to show? I can record, but it's still not giving me the camera. Let's try just plugging it. Okay. Genuinely, what am I doing wrong here? Let's check in. If we create a new scene in here with a video capture device, I'm assuming there's now a virtual camera, yeah. Also just giving us blank. Right, okay. Genuinely don't know what's wrong here. And it's making me feel like an absolute boomer. Is it just that I have to enable the camera? Is it as simple as privacy stopping it having access to the camera? Because no, it has access. All right, I'm going to bash my head against the wall for a little while, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I've been bashing my head against the wall for about half an hour trying to figure out this camera, and the only thing I can think of is that both computers that I have here in my office are running the beta version of macOS 26. So maybe there's an incompatibility there at the moment, which is fair enough because it is beta software. But it's really weird, yeah, it just won't display the video feed from the camera within the Link software. If you just use it as a normal webcam, it's working perfectly fine. There's no issue there at all. But you're missing out on the extra features, some of which actually seem quite nice, like auto framing, and there's a desk view as well, and some effects and stuff for background blur and that sort of thing. So there are some things there that I would actually use if I could, but right now I can't. So very frustrating. Just adding a bit in because I'm not sure what's going on now, because the auto track is working in OBS. I mean, it's trying anyway. And so it's kind of cropping the image, and yeah, it's kind of keep me in the frame, which is cool, but I'm not sure how that's doing that. I'm assuming it's all just built into the camera, which is I've just opened up the software as well to see if I can do anything. Like, can I do like the background blur? No, you have to use the virtual camera for that. So it does look like you can do some stuff. And apparently there's gestures. Doesn't look like it. So some things are working, and like I think I can smart composition. Oh, okay, so like now it's trying to just do my head, or I can make it. Oh, my head. Or my half body. I don't know. It's weird. It's doing some things, but it's still not giving me the full um option. It's still not displaying the video. Okay, so this is interesting. So is this set up as a virtual camera? I really don't know what's going on with this. This is apparently desk view. Oh, okay. So if I actually then point it down at my desk, it'll correct the angle. Um, Fair enough. That's interesting. Right, so some stuff works in the software without using the virtual camera, which isn't working, including auto framing, which, sure, fair enough. That's kind of a useful feature. It's just really odd. But anyway, back to my old self to end the video. Nonetheless, yeah, this is a good upgrade to my webcam. I'm very happy with it in terms of it just being a basic webcam. I think the audio is much better. It's still not as good as something like as a lapel mic, but when I'm just doing like a Google Meet or something like that, it's going to be way better. And it also means I can get rid of my Razer mic, which to be honest isn't great either. So that's nice. Less stuff on my desk is always nice. Just really frustrated by that software. I wish I could sort that out. And I will comment down below if I do manage to sort it out and I find out what the issue is. But the fact that it's not working on both my computers, and the only thing that's similar is that they're both running macOS 26. I feel like that must be the issue. So we'll see. I'll keep an eye on it and see if there's an update that fixes that. But nonetheless, yeah, just a little quick review really. If you're looking for a new webcam, I mean, I think around the £100 mark, I think it's a very good option. More than that, I probably, maybe not. I'm not sure it's worth 150, but it's still a really nice camera and is going to make a good addition both as a webcam and also as a second camera. I really like that magnetic stand thing. That's very cool, and I like that obviously you can then adjust the angle and everything else from that. So big props to that, and I just like the design in general as well. It is nice. So yeah, all around, really quite a nice webcam and definitely something that I would recommend. Just need to try and figure out the software. Strange. And if you have liked this video, please do hit that like button and subscribe. We have loads of tech videos coming up, both tech reviews like this one and then also me just doing really silly stuff with tech because that's what I like to do. So yeah, go check that out and I will see you again in another video very, very soon. Bye for now.